Hello, 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 and welcome to my channel. This is Darcy, and you are watching Misadventures with Mixed Media. And today is still May 3rd, so still doing some mixed media May. Today it's just going to be some random acts of art. Not exactly sure what I want to do, but I have some ideas. Also, I'm not sure if I have everything. Okay, so continuing on with my cover, I did take it out of the frame. And if I had done that first, I would have been like, oh, I could use this side. That's all right. Still work. If I mess up this side, I can play on the other side. So I'm going to try doing the other thing that Gail did. Is she kind of crinkled it up to make... Oh, no, it doesn't want to do it for me though. To make some, maybe I should have started on the edges. There we go. No, it's still not working. I mean, it's not terrible, but she kind of did it so she could do some lines that kind of look like natural, I guess. So we're trying it. And I'm using archival ink because I'm going to be decoupaging on this. So if I use the distress ink, it would just make a big mess, you know? But I'm not sure how just using the ink pad is a little challenging, that's all. And I'm ending up with less lines and more. There we go. More, I don't know. More what? I don't know. I would tell you what I've done since yesterday, but, yeah, nothing. Oh, yeah, I was going to show you some, once we get this cover moving along, I'll show you more playing I did yesterday. That happened. I'm not sure how I like this or not. It is messing with my paint too. So you know what I'm going to do real quick? Since my paint wants to do that, I'm just going to take my, I don't know where my other sanders are right now. So I'm just going to do a quick little sanding with my, it's just a nail brush. It's a, I guess we'd say it was a fine grain, a fine grit. Is what that would be, I guess. I'm going to go the other way too. And I'm not exactly sure what I want to do next. I have not found my squirrel yet, but I do have my little squirrels, which I used a lot of yesterday. So where did I put them? I would lose my squirrels, wouldn't I? Well, let me first, real quick, I don't know if I'm in the mood to work on this one today. But we worked on it a little bit. I don't know exactly what I want to do with that yet. So let me show you some more playing I did yesterday. Let's see, this I made with you guys, and then I tried doing some masking, and the colors were all like weird. And so I just painted over it with one color, and then I added some of this before I did that, and then I sanded it, and then I did a bunch of stuff with it, and I still don't know if I like it. Yeah, the gesso I used to do these, it didn't work great. I did use some of my acrylic pastels to outline around there, and that is alcohol ink right there. And then there's the squirrel, how bright, you know, they look a lot better when they're not like behind trees and stuff. I don't know where I am. So there's that. See, I just kind of went around the edge. So we definitely have a ghost where I am. I can't see. And then that one I just cut down and took off that second layer. And then I did sand it a little. So that's why it's a little bit more white and shiny now. This one you didn't see me do yesterday. I just started it. There's a light paint stamp there. And then the other stamp. That one I did afterwards. And then I added, this would be a pocket, I think. I added some of this that I got on clearance. It is Artsy Texture Cream, and it's pretty thick and dries really fast. All right, so there's that, and then there's that, the one that I just did the paper on, did some stenciling on, did some gesso on. I'm not sure what else I'm gonna do with that. I'm going to hold that one out because I might do something with that one today. And then this one's got the texture paste here and did some gesso on it and some cream and some distressing and some inking. And that's how that one came out. And that's a bigger one. It's a little messy underneath because I just had done the fleur-de-lis with just cream. And I do see that these distress inks also come through that texture paste as well. So... And I gessoed, I sanded, I stamped, and then this one has that texture cream. This one, oh, you don't know if you can really see it. I used this to get that texture. I used the texture paste with that to get that texture there. And you guys, I didn't do this one on camera yesterday. I had a guest check that was dyed and a piece of paper that I had hand dyed with food coloring, and that's what a lot of the dark colors in here are, with some papers, other papers, and gessoed and stamped and texture paste. But this was with the straight line collage, more of that straight line collage, more of that straight line collage. And this one, I can't remember which ones I did yesterday and which ones I didn't. Tried doing the gesso again. I gotta go back to my heavy gesso. And the color doesn't come through quite as bad on the heavy gesso either. So what I might do with this is use my stencil and just stencil. It came through more like the raspberry color, so I'll stencil. I might stencil the color over that. Where is that stencil? If I knew where that stencil was right this second, I'd do it now, but it's one of these. And I don't see it, so forget it. So, oh, and then I stenciled, I decoupaged a bunch of the squirrels. So, there's a squirrel, there's a squirrel. I guess I was just practicing with this squirrel. Here's an example of one of the dyed guest checks. And so that's what I had used on this. And then the dyed paper was just this dark dyed paper. So, and I know one time when I did something on it, I think when I gessoed on it, a lot of the color came off, but that was the blue, and these stayed pretty dark still. Alright, I kind of want to play with some watercolors today. Do you think that I brought water over? No, because I'm not that smart, and I almost ordered some of these on Amazon today because I didn't realize I have some. Oh, I just like to use those, like I use this one dry, just to get me the lines. I wanted to do some watercoloring. I think I want to try some watercolor and doodling, I think, is what I was thinking. But I might need to, I don't know, let me get water. Oops, okay, I was going to say I'm back, but am I back? I don't know. Alright, I've got some water, clean water. I wanted to show you this. I got it at the dollar store, or Dollar Tree, and it's super sticky. So it's a self-adhesive stencil. So it's pretty sticky, which is probably good when you are with the texture paste. It helped get into all the little things. The problem I had with it was, I think I was pretty dry, but it ripped my paper right off. So, not real great on decoupaged paper, I guess. Alright, so I have my watercolors, I have my acrylic pastels, I have stains, I have all kinds of things to play with. I'm curious to see if I can watercolor on this as well. So let's just, I'm thinking one of these, I want to do some fun stuff. Where's don't have one of those right here. This is what I want. I was thinking about doing a couple of the crazy birds. Might be fun. And I don't know where my, we'll do a short one. That's not what I want. Whoops, that's too much water. Ah, where's my paper towel? Just wasn't sure with the tea-dyed guest check if it was going to, well, maybe I should use acrylics for it. I don't know. I'm not a watercolorer. I'm not a, I mean, I mess around. I play around. But, alright, I saw somebody do this to get, I'm leaving that dot there on purpose. That's going to be a feather. And then I wanted to get a little highlight on that side. Just leave it a little, try to get a little darker on the bottom, I guess. Alright, this will be my dirty water, I guess. I should really take those out. Put in the clean water real quick. What's the other color? See, orange, a blue, turquoise blue would be good. And my paints are all mixed up just because. Alright, this one's tall, and for some reason I like to make the tall. I should do this the opposite sometime. Okay, my brush wants to be stupid. Which, I don't know if you saw how that, well, my tall bird's gonna be really big, apparently. I think this one's gonna have to be looking up. Let's see. Good thing you left that there, huh? Well, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. What do you do when things mess up? You know what I do? Sometimes I just change what I'm doing. Okay, now we're doing some trees, I think. And some bushes. I don't know. I'll figure it out as time goes by. Or some giant flowers, or I don't know. A little red-faced monster. I don't know. Maybe we'll just do a bunch of circles. Well, obviously, they're not perfect circles. And I don't have the right brush. I don't know what I'm doing. Truly, I don't. As you can tell. She don't know. She ain't knowing anything she's doing. This lady crazy. She crazy, man. Told you, random acts of art. Pretty much what today is. Just playing. If you can't play and have fun, then what's the point? Do I have another round? No, I don't. So I'll just use this one. I don't know what color I want. I don't know what I want to do. Just want some brightness, I guess. I don't know. So for this one, I'm just gonna put some fun colors, well, circles. They're not gonna all be circles. That one's a better looking. That one came out thicker. Huh. I did the same orange. But I guess it has to do with the brush. See, like I told you, I don't know what I'm doing. Ugh, my son and his allergies. Such fun. Get to hear him cough all the time. That's alright. I love him. He's my son and I love him. And someday he won't live with me anymore, I'm assuming. Maybe I shouldn't assume. He's 24, he still lives with me. Well, I seem to have a lot more control with the flat brush. I don't know. They should tell me what they're called so I don't have to learn. Then I think the other one was round brush. Sure, let's just make that yellow into an orange. Like, that's fun. So yeah, I'm just gonna do a bunch of circly kind of shapes here, I think, of different colors. And then I'm gonna doodle and see what I end up with. I think I will move my way up to different colors. I don't know what I want to do, but I seem to be making pretty decent circles with this thing, she says, and then can't do it. Seems to be doing pretty good. Let's see. Let's try some green. Green. Let's put a green down here. A little bright green. And let's put a little green right here. Joel, I'm recording.
Okay.
I mean, unless you like to sound like that to the very few people that watch me. Sometimes he doesn't know he's doing it. Just FYI. Doesn't know he's talking sometimes. Alright, so just kind of doing a base right now, and I'm thinking I'll doodle on this later. This is fairly dry yet because I want to do some overlap. Because that's probably going to bug me that one is not. Okay, now it's going to look like ears, isn't it? Let's add some more colors. Let's add some, what? We're not gonna think about color theory either, and we're just gonna do colors and just have fun with it. That's what that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know what you guys are gonna do. I don't know anything about color theory. I keep hearing people talk about color theory. I mean, I know about the color wheel and how, you know, if it's what is it? It's the ones next to each other are one thing and the ones across are complementary, where the orange and the teal would be ones that are across from each other. This is harder to do a bigger circle. There we go. Maybe. But other than that, I figure if I don't hate it together, it's not terrible. I'm not going for perfect circles, but I gotta tell you, I don't know when I can't even draw circles this good. I don't know how I'm painting them. Except for right here wants to be difficult. Come on. Don't make me go after you with a fine line brush. Let's add a little different blue now. Let's add some varying blues. So, let's see. I feel like I should probably entertain you somehow because watching me draw circles, not so entertaining. Let's see. Well, I grew up in Massachusetts, Southeast Massachusetts, and moved here when I graduated from high school, and lived with my aunt and uncle for a year. Got a job with the government, worked there for 5 years, till I met my husband, got married, and was pregnant, and that's when I decided to stop working. And of course, government needed to save money, so they were offering early out. So I did that. Retired after 5 years. I did it too early though. I should have waited a little while because I'm not gonna go with Halloween. Should have waited a little while because then I had to pay Cobra payments because I was pregnant already, so that was kind of dumb. So that I would probably wait until I was closer to, because I was still early on him. I retired in January and he wasn't born till June. So yeah, any bonus I got for retiring went away when I had to do that. So I don't know if it's hard to do far away. This circle thing. Suppose if I had a bigger flat brush, I could do bigger circles, or a smaller one, and I could do smaller circles. I still don't know what I'm going to doodle in them, or on them, or around them, or I don't know. The orange is a little weird now. Let's see. What can I do? Ooh, do I have a dark pink? I don't have a dark pink. I just have this lighter pink with paper or something on it. But at least now we know if you use the right brush, you can paint. And it starts to go through a little bit, but that's probably because it was already tea-dyed. And I got really wet on that. So if you wanted to do watercolors on a guest check, go for it. Try it. Do it. It'll be fun. Acrylics too. You know, doesn't have to always be collage. It doesn't have to always be gluing something on there. It can be anything. It can be anything you want. Probably should put, I don't know what I want to do. Do I want to add a little red somewhere else, or do I want to keep that in the middle and keep the green and the blues around the edges? I don't know. Also, do I have a smaller, it's the same size. Ooh, I do have a smaller one. I wonder if I made something really, really dark. Like, should I do black? Like a black gray? Maybe tone it with, I don't have my, I would just put that there. Don't have my dish that I would usually use for mixing colors. Not quite. Well, that's just a random circle in the middle of nowhere. Let me do a little more red somewhere. Where was I? Oh, Joel. Had him so got married 1994. Had my first son in 1995. I do not use those dates for any of my security questions. So I think I can safely say them right now. And then well, see, I guess tried to have another baby, lost a baby in 1998, and then in 2000 I had my second son, second and final, and that's Nathan. And then I homeschooled Joel for a couple years, and then he went to school, and then Nathan went to school, and I started working for a small tax service. Oh, good, redneck, right next to green. We got all the holidays going on in here. I started working for a tax service. I think Nathan was still taking naps, and he stopped taking naps when he was 2, so must have been early on. So I worked seasonally and stayed home. They went to school for a few years, and then when Nathan was in 3rd grade and Joel was in 8th grade, I brought them back home to homeschool again. I like spending time with my boys. They make me happy. They also sometimes irritate me, but they are of the male persuasion, so. And I can say that because, well, first of all, science says it, but they say it too. Yeah. Let's see. Let's not get controversial. Well, that is just like a big balloon now. Ooh, maybe these will be balloons. I don't know what these will be. I just don't know what it will be. Maybe it'll be a background for something else. I just am making circles, and it's kind of relaxing. All right, so let's see. Nathan was finishing kindergarten when he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, and just went through life dealing with that. Then when Nathan was 10 and Joel was 15, they're 5 years apart. Well, let's see. Nathan was 10, Joel was 15 when my mother passed away. They both had a hard time with that. That was not their first death of someone that they knew and loved, actually. The first one was my grandfather. That was the same year Nathan was diagnosed. And he just cried and cried, and it was so sad. And then when my mom died, nobody cried. I don't think they could process it very easily, you know what I mean? I don't know. Well, Joel, actually, I don't think he cried either time. Joel, did you cry either time when grandfather died or when Grammy died?
I might have started to like feel something when we were out for Christmas because the presents wasn't there and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I really cried other time.
Well, when we went up, yeah. Okay. Yeah, when my grandfather passed away, we knew it was coming, but when my mom passed away, she felt sick, finally found out she had stage 4 cancer, and then she died. Her birthday was February 19th. She started feeling sick in January, but she just thought it was gastro problems. And then she went, right after her birthday, went in the hospital the first time. So she had bile duct cancer, and she had a large tumor on her liver. And so that was her second death of someone that they knew and loved and, knew well. And it was really weird because at that time, well, actually still, both of my grandmothers are still alive. So it's weird to me that they only have one grandmother alive and I still have two. Then, let's see what happened else in life. What?
That part of my tongue's going away, and the other thing in the back of my mouth is going away.
Okay. Oh, Joel graduated, and he started working at Bob Evans, and Nathan took a while to graduate. He's 19 now. I'm considering him graduated. As of now. And then in 2018 is when Nathan was diagnosed with Addison's disease. He was 18. His doctor was very surprised because she's a pediatric endocrinologist. And she was under the, is that brown? Oh, black. Which one's black? She was under the belief that you got diagnosed with that when you were in your 30s. So I don't think she really tested for it much. She just was testing it because she always tests him with some sort of... If you have one autoimmune disease, you're more likely to have another. Like when he was 15, she tested for antibodies in his thyroid. They showed up, so he has Hashimoto's. But we keep an eye on his thyroid, and so far it's still functioning. So he hasn't had to start taking meds for that. But for the Addison's disease, he showed antibodies for that when she did the first test. And that was right before Christmas. And we did the second test. It's called the STIM test. It stimulates, they give him ACTH, which is a hormone in it. So it's called, it stimulates, supposed to stimulate the cortisol to be released, which none was when he did it. His baseline was lower than she would expect it to be, and then it didn't go up when they did the STIM test. So he definitely had primary Addison's disease. Fortunately, we'd gone out of town, and fortunately we had brought with us some emergency cortisol just in case he had a positive result, which he did. So glad we had that, I guess. So, and that was a couple years ago. So during this time of the COVIDity, he doesn't leave the house for anything. And his brother and I leave the house for, I go shopping, he goes for walks. That's it. His father, on the other hand, works for a hospital, but not in the hospital. He works for the data in the data center. So, and most of the people in his data center are now working from home, but he can't. He has to monitor the systems and everything. So he's an essential employee, and he's doing his best to just keep working. And he still works with the food pantry, and they have started doing a drive-through. So every other week, they have their little drive-through food pantry. And the last time they had it, which was a couple weeks ago, it was the largest one that we've ever had. So we know that there's definitely a need out there. Definitely. So he does pickups, deliveries, and he helps on the night with the things. And I know my grandma's sending him a mask, which will be helpful. What do I want to do? I don't know. Maybe, see, this is bugging me because it's not as round as the others. Let's see, let me add some more circles to it. Maybe a dark blue. I already have a lot of dark blues in there, and greens, and purples. And next time I'll just put a black in there. With a little bit of blue. And, I don't know, a blacky, bluey. I don't know why I'm putting black in there. I don't know. I guess it was just too bright. Maybe because while I'm talking, amongst the brightness of life, is darkness,
I know further out.
and you can't let it shut out the light, though. You know what I mean? Like, there's gonna be darkness, yes, but you can't let it shut out the light. I need to make that purple one bigger, I think. Do I want any more? I'll do a little. Balance this out a little bit down here. Oh, now I've got the darker. I forgot to set a timer again. I have no idea how long I've been doing this.
I'd be happy.
Seems like a long time for this little bit of, for doing one thing. Oh, I guess I did work. Well, no, I did hardly anything with the cover. I don't know what I want to do with the cover. I had an idea, and I don't know that that's even what I want to do anymore. All right, I can't really go over that so much because all my other colors are around it, but I'm going to make a circle in the middle of it. I don't know what I'm doing. It may work out to be something I want it to be. I don't know. Do a little bit more blue right here. I think I will. If I can get it to do what I want to do. Alright, I'm going to set that to dry a little bit, and then I'm going to doodle on it. This, though, I want it to be more, I don't know what I want it to be. Now I'm like all scared now that I've like totally done weird things with that other one that I wasn't planning to do. Joel, give me a color. Should I stick with browns on here? No, I don't want browns. What do I want? I was going to do the funky, unless I just do that covered with birds that are not socially distancing. I don't know. I need to figure out how to get my greens a little bit darker. I don't know. Alright, well, I guess we're going with flowers. I don't want to do orange though. Wish I could figure out how to do a dark pink, but all I have is light pink and I'm not loving it. And I'm not using the right brush to do whatever it is I'm trying to do. Good for circles, just not good for whatever it is I'm doing now. I don't know what I'm doing. Truly don't know what I'm doing. I don't want a perfect anything, so I do want it to be a little darker though. Let's see, if I want a darker pink, do I add red or do I add a little black? What do I add? That just makes a more muted pink, I think, which usually is my preference. Got a weird color going on here now, don't we?
Does the packaging say anything about them becoming brittle there, Fred?
What's that?
The chips over.
The what? Wait, what I was thinking about having those for supper, but probably not now. I don't know what we're having for supper. Might be breakfast.
I think we're gonna do chimichangas soon. What's the plan for that?
Yeah, I guess maybe tomorrow when Daddy's not here to tell us not to. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't
Read the
know.
lip thing.
I can go pick it up sometime, but
Go pick it up.
we'll do it sometime. Make up. I was gonna order chimichangas for my birthday and then didn't feel like it until now. I didn't get my chimichangas. And this pink is looking fluorescent and I'm not a fan. And ew, what color is that? Ooh. Actually, I am a fan of that. A little bit more of a dusty pink. That's why I added the black. I knew there was a reason. Knew there was a reason. This is what I do with my hair color. I add black, but the black and the hair color I use, the black is it's, well, the gray, I use the gray too, but the gray can leave a green tone. That's, I think, what I was trying to say. Maybe? I don't know. Alright, at least now it's not quite so. I know, you're like, why you keep using the same brush? Learn how to paint, lady. Nope, I'm not gonna. If I learn how to paint, then I feel like I have to follow the rules, and I don't want to. Annoying, aren't I? It's for the just kind of playing around right now. Alright. I do need to. No, I don't have to do anything. Alright, I'm going to leave that one the way it is for right now. And let it dry. And I was going to check the time. This is probably why my shoulder hurts from pushing on that. We are... okay. We're still in... We haven't got to an hour yet. I'm trying to keep it under an hour if I can. Let's see. Extra small... Give me some ideas, Joel. Some of these didn't work. I got a pack of the Pit pens, and I had like a small, extra small, medium, and bold. And I think if the medium didn't work. Yeah, the medium was like the medium. Oh, now it's working. Maybe it was the small then. Maybe that's why the small is not here. Bold and the extra small. So I'm thinking, and then this one is just I like to use the fine. It's somewhere between the medium and the bold. So I'm going to just start doodling until my time is up, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, I do technically still work for the tax people, but they don't live in Virginia anymore. They moved to Kansas several years ago, but we're coming back to do taxes in Virginia each tax season because they still had their house here. But they sold their house last year, and so now they do the taxes from Kansas. But I helped some people on this end with getting their stuff to them and stuff like that. So that was good. I don't know why I'm outlining these. A lot of people when they doodle, they don't outline them. They kind of, I should probably do something. I guess I'll just keep doing what I want to do, huh? So if I want to do a swirl, I'll do a swirl. If I want to do a flower, I'll do a flower. If I want to do dots, I'll do some dots. Let's see. That would have gone there. That would have gone there. And then we'd be around here. Alright, it's hard to do it when it's behind it, huh? And then we're just gonna go out like that. And then maybe just do some little stripes here. Just doodling, I guess. I mean, it's just gonna be random. Everything's different. Just like everyone is different. Like, I think this one, I just want to do with nothing outlined. Maybe. My marker doesn't want to work on this.
Well, it's not just.
Alright, let's see. Oh, yeah, so still helping people get their taxes to my people. So, I've worked much less this year, which was different, interesting. Definitely not as stressful, but I guess it was a good year for it to not be as stressful because my brother got diagnosed with renal cancer on his right kidney last December. So my younger son, my 19-year-old Nathan, he went with me the second time in February when we went for the surgery itself. I went up in December when he was in the hospital when we first found out. Nathan did not go into the hospital with me. We keep him away from that sort of stuff just because of the Addisons. So we weren't taking that chance. We stayed with my aunt. In December I stayed with one aunt, and in February she had been sick and Nathan was with me, so I stayed with a different aunt, but my dad stayed with the first aunt usually, and in December he stayed with my grandma. So, you know, we're just kind of taking turns staying with different people, I guess. That's how we do. Oh, that one's still wet. That's not helpful.
I'm not sure why not.
So, so he had his kidney and the cancer removed. He doesn't like to be talked about, so I gotta, in February, and he's still not over it. I mean, he's still dealing with stuff. He's not 100%, so. But he's there. My dad, I'd say he got stuck, but he didn't get stuck. Fortunately, he ended up being in Massachusetts at his mom's house when all this COVID stuff started. Nathan and I had just gotten back from Massachusetts and Maine. My brother lives in Maine when all this COVID stuff started. So, we were glad to be back when it started. We actually had just left Plymouth when they were starting to, like, they had closed the school for a couple days because the kids from winter break had gone to they'd gone to Italy, and one of the kids that came back tested positive, so they had cleaned the schools and all that. And let's see, I'm just rambling. Huh. But can't be the rambling crafter, that one's already taken. Then, so yeah, we got back just in time, and Dad kind of got stuck there, but my gram lives with my aunt B. We're just going to say first initials. I'm not going to say their full name. And so Graham and my aunt were, I think, pretty happy that Dad got stuck there. Because Grandpa died December 1st. So that was an adjustment already, and then to have all this other stuff go on, it's just been crazy last few months. I mean, for everybody, but now imagine it all starting it off with someone, you know, your grandfather dying and your brother getting sick, and then the COVID mess, and it's just insane. I don't know. So, yep, that's pretty much my life. Nothing exciting. I played the flute in high school. Let's see. And also played the trumpet for marching band because he needed more people in the brass section. So I did that with a few other woodwinds. We had a lot of flautists and clarinet players, but not a lot of trumpet players. And my one friend, well, actually probably a couple of friends, because I think one is a guy friend, they did the trombone, the tuba, which was pretty heavy. Not something I was interested in doing. But my husband played the trumpet, technically cornet, because that's what his grandfather had or whatever. Whoever gave him, someone in the family had it, and he had that to play. So now that I've done that, I kind of like that idea. And so we both played in church band for a while. Church orchestra. Our church had an orchestra that we went to. At one point. And I think Joel started learning the trumpet. But then, yeah, didn't continue with it. Because, you know, that was like 7th or 8th grade, and then I guess it was 8th grade, and then we were homeschooling after that. We've had a piano all these years, but no one has wanted to play it, so it is getting a new home. Hopefully soon. As soon as they can finagle it, get the people they need in the vehicle, whatever they need to get it, come and get it. So some friends of ours, I put it on Facebook and said, who would like it? And she was the first one to say something. And I have a backup if something happens and she decides she doesn't want it. Which is cool. It's always good to have a backup. So, yep. I'm not a good doodler. Some people can doodle like really awesome stuff. I'm not one of those kinds of doodlers. I'm just I don't know, just doodling. My Gram used to doodle when she was on the phone. Come in after she's been on the phone, and it would be covered in all kinds of doodles. I've tried to learn more doodles. I look them up sometimes, just to not do the same stuff all the time. Because sometimes you get a little locked into doing the same thing. And I don't always love some of my doodles, but sometimes when it's all done, it's alright. It does just fine. It comes out fun anyway. So, we'll see. Good thing I didn't do that one on the orange one. It would look like a pumpkin. Not that there's anything wrong with pumpkins. I'm just not necessarily going for the look of a pumpkin.
painting its own fruit. Add polka dots to it and it'll be its own fruit.
Oh, it's gonna be stone. What's gonna be what fruit if I add polka dots to it? Because I'm adding dots to it right now. Before you even said that.
Imaginary fruit of your own, yeah.
Oh, imaginary fruit of your
Then
own.
it won't necessarily be a pumpkin.
Okay. Can it be one of the fruits from your land?
Mm-hmm.
My son has a very big imagination, and he has a whole world in his head. It's very interesting.
Also in my head.
I won't say the name of it because I don't want someone to steal his ideas. When are you going to get it out of your head? So yeah, this is just random acts of art today. Just technically still mixed media. We got some, well, we started with tea-dyed. Oh, the marker goes through a little bit. Started with tea-dyed, guess check, and then did that. I'll do some more doodling on that. I just kind of wanted to maybe, I think I might want the extra small one for this one. Probably don't even look like they're from the same flower, but... And then, whoops, that went a little further than I had planned. But what I might do is take a marker and darken those up a little bit. What I might do... These are just supposed to have a kind of the, like this one, just not as open yet, I guess. Maybe is what I was going for. That green does not want to show up very well, does it? But I only did one layer of it, so that could be why. So that's why I think I will go ahead and just go over it with... So, you know, if you think that you're not good at certain things, do them anyway. Just because I'm not good at watercolors or doodling doesn't mean I shouldn't do it. If it's something you enjoy doing, then do it. Except you, Hallie. If you enjoy eating cords, don't do it. Don't eat the cords. So, yeah, that rule doesn't apply to cats and dogs. They can't just do something because they like it. They would get in all kinds of trouble. Let's see, I feel like a woman. No, I don't. A random detached leaf there. All right, we need more in here, but Joel, where are my markers? All right, I'm gonna go find. All right, so this is what we did today. Did this, some random acts of art. Just kind of did some watercolors. Who knew watercoloring took so long when you're even just making circles? Some doodling. I'm gonna add some. I'm gonna go find my markers and find a pink or red one or something that I can just add a little shading or something to that, and green for the leaves maybe. And I added just a little bit of the See, I think I would prefer the vintage photo for the color. Problem is, when I do my other thing, it's gonna, I don't know, it's gonna get all messy. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I don't think I'm good at this. I don't think I'm good at anything, but I enjoy doing it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. So, let's see. These are bigger than I realized. Maybe I'll just do them all over. Squirrel! Maybe I'll just do the whole napkins. Well, the napkins are like fall. They have the leaves. So, I think... And these have the lines, so maybe I just don't need to do the... I think I'm just going to do these all over. I'll try to rip them out before tomorrow, and then we'll decoupage those on tomorrow. So, yeah, I guess it's getting too loud for me to video now. Have a delightful day, everybody. Much love.